atmosphere is changing now, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around that the Spirit of the Lord is here. Overflow in this place, fill our hearts with your love. Your love surrounds us. You're the reason we came to encounter your love. Your love surrounds us. The atmosphere is changing now, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. Evidence is all around that the Spirit of the Lord is here. The atmosphere is changing now, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around that the Spirit of the Lord is here. Overflow in this place, fill our hearts with Spirit of the Lord is here. A miracle can happen now. For the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around. And that the Spirit of the Lord is here. I could just sit and wait for all your goodness, hope to feel your presence. And I could just stay right where I am and hope to feel you, hope to feel something again. I could hold on to who I am and never let you change me from the inside. I could be safe, oh, I could be safe here in your arms and never leave home, never let these walls down. But you have called me higher, you have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord. You have called me higher, you have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord, where you lead me. I could hold on to who I am and hope to feel you change me from the inside. I could be safe, oh, I could be safe here in your arms and never leave home, never let these walls down. But you have called me higher, you have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord. You have called me higher, you have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord, you lead me. I will be yours, oh, I will be yours for all my life. And I will be yours, oh, I will be yours for all my life. I will be yours, oh, I will be yours for all my life. So let your mercy, oh, I will be yours, Lord, I will be yours for all my life. So let your mercy light the path before me. 'Cause you have called me higher, you have called me deeper, and I'll go where you lead me, Lord.
God, man, I'm just so filled with gratitude for these seniors and the way I see you at work in them. We love you and give this time to you. Amen. You may be seated. Well, thank you and welcome to the Senior Grad Service 2021. Super pumped for what we have planned. First off, I want to give a chance for some of our youth staff, small group leaders of these students, to share some words of encouragement and just some things that they've seen reflected in these students. So we're going to watch this video right now.
Hey seniors, I've seen all of you grow so much, just mentally, spiritually, emotionally, musically. I just pray that when you all go to college, I just hope that you continue the momentum that you guys have built. Hey seniors, I've seen all of you grow so much, just mentally, spiritually, emotionally, musically. I just pray that when you all go to college, I just hope that you continue the momentum that you guys have built. I just pray that you would just keep that going and just be lights in this world.
I want to take a minute to share how I've seen God reflected in the class of 2021. From early youth years to today, it has been a joy and a privilege to see this group of students grow in many ways, and through that growth, I've truly witnessed them reflect God's image. I've particularly seen my crew of gals reflect God's image by applying God's knowledge, His Word, with the people that they have met. They've grown to understand God's power through prayer and reflect God to others, knowing how to show people how God has worked in their lives. Another way I talk about this a lot to them is through their understanding of God's faithfulness. God's character never changes, and He keeps His promises. They have been a faithful group, keeping their commitments and regularly practicing obedience. Finally, they reflect God by loving great big. I've seen this in the seniors over the years, making conscious efforts to reflect God's love to others in all that they do. They are a tight bunch, but they're always inclusive of others at church and in life. Class of 2021, always remember you are a mirror image of God and often a reflection of heaven on this earth to many that you come in contact with. May your lives be a witness and reflect God's glory each and every day through words, praise, and actions. And I'm proud of you all.
Man, I can remember back to when you seniors were like just entering the youth group, and it was so exciting to see your energy and enthusiasm. And you've grown in so many different ways, but especially to see the spiritual growth that you've shown. Man, it's been fun to watch you grow and develop, and I just know that God has some incredible things in store for you as you continue to let Him refine that passion that you have for what He's called you to. And so I just want you to know that we're praying for you, we believe in you, and know that God's got some great things in store for your future.
My hope for these students is that each of you will burn on fire for Christ and always have a yearning for the church, no matter what comes in your way. My prayer is that when something comes up that's difficult, which it will, that you would always take time to pray first. I love you guys, and congratulations.
Hey seniors, I'm so excited for you to be graduating and stepping into this next season of life. I just want to let you know that I've seen so much growth and leadership in each of you throughout these last several years, and especially this year specifically. My hope for you is that you would remain teachable and flexible, and that you would avoid sitting and scrolling, but instead engage in the life around you. I know that there's so much good coming, and I'm so excited for you. We love you so much.
Hey, can you give a round of applause for the youth staff and their wise words? Yeah. I'm thankful as a youth pastor that I don't have to be like the only adult, not only for like containing the chaos, which I don't do well and they don't do well, but for having some other people along the way, a little bit further along the road, who can speak into these lives and love on them, most importantly. I am super stoked about you all, okay? Just so you know, like, I find you astounding, all of you. And you're a special class because you're the first 2021 class that, the first class that I've had in middle school as middle school pastor and now as high school pastor. So I started as middle school pastor a little bit ago, and let me just paint the picture for you, okay? So this is January, I don't know, whatever year you guys were in 8th grade. And 4 years ago, in January, I come to middle school youth group in the fellowship hall. And this crew's in the middle of their 8th grade year, and there's all sorts of crazy going on. We got the worship band, most of them, or a lot of them that you saw up there, were playing, and it didn't sound the same. But all I remember is the songs like Wake and Alive, just like, they were so stuck in my head. I don't know if it's the only one you guys knew, but it was good. Yeah, great song. So the crew, the band playing, let's see, there was, I was Wednesday talking to Pete, telling me about how he deals with his squirrel issues in his yard. All sorts of crazy, watching Mia just kind of roll her eyes at her younger brother, Landon, doing whatever he was doing as a 6th grader. Like, oh my gosh, so many, I'm like, flashback, I'm there. It's scary, but fun. Those are good times. But then you guys went off to high school, and obviously I still saw you. I didn't go away, but I am so thankful that God gave me the opportunity to be high school pastor with you guys. Truly, that's a gift, and I'm thankful for that. So, senior class, I have some words for you that I want you to just kind of take in. I've only got a few more weeks, and maybe barely that, where I feel my chances are slim. So I want you to hear these words. Paul, when he writes to the Corinthian church, he's writing at a time where the church in Corinth are super messed up, okay? I'm going to talk to them too, so you guys can listen in, but I'm just zeroed in. The church in Corinth, they had some issues. Divisiveness, crazy. Both the city of Corinth and their society, and then it was reflected and seen in the church as well. Sharp division, and they saw that in the church. There was immorality, at least in the sense people didn't know what was right or wrong. It was kind of up for grabs. You didn't know, and so Paul's has some opinions about it, so he's telling them. And another thing, they're super prideful. There's kind of anyone, whatever side they're on, they're kind of entrenched, that kind of thing. So that's the Corinthian society and Corinthian church at the time that Paul the Apostle writes to them. And as he's going through all these instructions, trying to teach them grace, have grace for one another, grace for those who see things a little differently than you. He says this really short statement that I think is profound and powerful, and I think it's a message. It's not just for you, it's for everyone else too, but we'll let everyone pretend it's just for you guys. And this is that message. Paul says, knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. Now, if you know anything about Paul, he's not saying, okay, just be dumb. Don't be smart, don't seek knowledge. That's not on Paul's radar. But he's warning these Corinthians that, hey, if you just make it all about your enlightenment over everyone else, it's not going to build anything. That's going to start to tear things down. But love is what builds up. When I came back home from my first semester of college, I went to Indiana Wesleyan University, and I studied ministry. So I took these theology and Bible classes. And so I came back home for the summer, and I had some conversations with my parents, because I learned that I saw all the ways they weren't seeing the world and God and the church clearly. So I was like, I gotta let them know, they will thank me after I enlighten them with my, the correct ways of thinking. So I had this really great conversation with them, where I proceeded to share with them all the ways they got things wrong. Not just in theology, but also the ways they messed up, in raising me. And I got exposed to all these other people, and, I don't know if you did it quite right, parents, So, in Paul's words, I was a little puffed up. But I can reflect on that now, and not to just make little of the things I was learning, because they're profound foundational things that I was going through. But I certainly didn't go into that conversation seeking to build up my parents in love. So I guess this is I don't know, warning. Man, I look back on my life, and I just want to say that, seek knowledge, absolutely. There's a lot of things we don't know out there, and we need young people seeking that. New ways of thinking, we need it. But do it in love, because that's going to build people up and truly make a difference. So that's my word to you all. A word to the congregation and parents. When they come back, or as they develop with new ideas, my invitation to you is to engage and to listen and to love and to receive. Something my mom told me once, who I think she's a pretty wise lady. She told us once, this is a couple of years ago, it was actually at my sister's wedding. She was sharing with some other people about her kids, which is always kind of awkward, when you're her kid and you're listening in, but I was next to them, overhearing the conversation, and just I heard my name and my siblings' names, so I listened up. And something that she said to this person was I have learned so much from my kids. I've learned so much from my kids. And I'll just tell you, the posture that my mom had with me, with us, was a posture of humility and able to receive my puffed upness in a way that she could say to someone else, I learned from my kids. So challenge to the congregation and to parents and family members, just be listening and willing to learn. And you know what? My mom doesn't agree with me on everything, but she can still say, hey, I learned a little something from my kids. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. I'm going to invite Pastor Joshua up as our young adult pastor. I provided the corrective, hey, let's look in this direction. And Pastor Joshua is going to have a word for us also.
Thank you, Pastor David. I too remember this worship band playing, and I remember going to youth group and only being able to hear the drums when Turner was playing. So heard nothing else. That's all I could hear. I love what Pastor David said about building up. It's something that's so hard to do, but so valuable, and so makes you feel so heard and so understood whenever that's practiced. So I want to show you a picture. Logan, can we put that up? This is This is me in high school. I'm the one on the left, if you can't tell. Have my little saxophone there with my pink cord, and I don't think you can tell from here, but I'm wearing a purple shirt. I thought I was super cool with my purple shirt. And I'm pretty sure I was wearing a vest too. I really dressed up for that band concert. But this is me, my senior year of high school, and my friends Noah and Naomi are standing with me. And in high school, we became really good friends. We came into school as freshmen together. At Eisenhower High School in Goddard, Kansas, next to Wichita. We were on the alto saxophone section. We played in jazz band together. We watched Marvel movies together. We hung out all the time. And looking back now at those moments, I just look at how much I have changed since then. And even the things that I'm interested in, the things that I like to do with other people. I remember how much I valued community at that time. And that is something that is so hard to find sometimes. If you don't know this about me, growing up, my family and I moved all over the place. We lived in Guatemala, and my dad was a pastor, so we would move all the time. I think the longest time I spent in one place was probably about 2 years. So every time we would move, I would go to a place and I would just be like, well, we're going to move in a couple of years, so I don't really need to make friends. I don't really need to invest in the people around me, so I'll just do my own thing, and we'll move in a couple of years. So, and that was really hard because all I had was my own family, and I was like unconsciously and subliminally like isolating myself. That's not what I wanted to do, but it was just so instilled in me because I had never truly experienced what community looked like. So the day this picture was taken, I still remember feeling super excited about what was to come. Graduation was, I think, 3 days after this concert. But I was also really scared because I knew that life was going to change a lot in the coming years. And I didn't know what that meant. I didn't really know what that was going to look like, but I knew that life was going to change, that the people that I went to high school with, I wasn't going to get to see them as much. We were all going to do our own thing. Noah and Naomi were going to different colleges. And no longer did I have this built-in group of people that I could do life with. I didn't have my jazz band, my concert band. I wouldn't have that going into college or whatever, for the senior year, or whatever is going to come next for you. So I want to say to you, you might find yourself in a similar place, either right now or after you graduate as well, where everyone's asking you what you want to do. Everyone's asking you what are you going to do with your life, and what are you going to major in, and what's your plans for after you graduate. And you're going to have more freedom and more responsibility. And the thing that I wanted to really drive in on is you're going to have to make a conscious effort to be able to make true community. You're going to have to seek that out, and it's not just going to be built in. It's not just going to come to you. You're going to have to be an active participator in creating community. And I want to encourage you to take what's coming head on. There will be change, and there will be lots of opportunities. And those opportunities, you have a decision to either become more isolated or become more connected. And it's easy to do both. So if I may speak to the congregation as well now, I think it would be so cool if we can continue to support these seniors in the years to come. I know that some of them might be going off to college, some of them might stay in the area, but I want to challenge us to think about what would it look like for us to continue to support them and love them and reach out to them, because they're not just going to go on forever. We're never going to see them again. but what would it look like for us to create a space for them so that when they do come back from college, or if they're staying in the area, whenever they are looking for a place to belong, how can we be a place that continues to support them, hears them out, builds them up, creates a community where where you guys feel connected. And you might be asking yourself, well, what does that look like? A simple thing to do is like just ask one of them to go to lunch with you. College students love food, so yeah, ask them to come to lunch with you, invite them over to your house, talk to them after church, and just small ways like that where they feel like they are seen and they're not just like a college student that's gone and that's just going to go back to college in a couple months. Like that truly feels like a place of connection, and I experienced that as well whenever I was in college. Now, seniors, if you guys are going off to college, it's really weird coming home because you've been like so entrenched in this place where like you have found new friends, you found like a new community of people, and then when you come home, you're like, well, where am I really like at home? Is this my new home, or like this is where I've grown up? So where it's like a really interesting place in life. And it's really easy to check out once you kind of graduate and go off to do something else. But I want to challenge you too in being intentional and continuing to build the relationships that you've built here as well. And we know that you guys are going to continue to do that in the places where you'll go, but we want this to be a place that you feel at home and you feel connected. And we want you guys here, and we want you to know that you have a place and you have a voice here. And for the seniors that aren't going to college or have other plans but are staying local as well, don't be afraid to get involved. Like, don't be a stranger, as some people say. There's a community of young adults that we're trying to consistently build a community of connection. And if you get a chance today, there's actually a group of people of the young adults in the college age group that came tonight. Just to show you that, yeah, you guys should wave. We are here to support you guys, and we want you to feel like you have a place here, and that we're here for you, and we're here to love you guys and to include you in everything that we're doing. And something that we always talk about too is like, and something that I mentioned earlier is that community just doesn't come about, like it doesn't just happen to you. What we're trying to do is continue to build a community where we feel connected, where we have friends, where we challenge each other, we build each other up, and we ask good questions together, and just love each other well. So we want you guys to be a part of that as well. Even if you are going off to college and you come back, just feel free to get involved there as well. So it's really easy to get caught up in what is in the excitement of what's coming, and but also I just want to encourage you to invest in the lives of the people that are around you now. And this summer too is going to be another weird time in your life where you're like in between. Well, I just graduated from high school. I'm going to college. Or doing something else. But this summer is going to be really crucial, and I want to challenge you to take an active role in shaping what that's going to look like. This is one of those choices that's either going to draw you more into isolation or more into connection. So this summer, if you guys want to grab lunch or something, let me know. And you guys are going to be invited to the things that we do as well as young adult ministry. So I just really encourage you guys to take those opportunities and to continue to build those moments of connection. So yeah, seniors, you guys are really loved here. The people here are here to support you. And you have a place here. We're excited for what's going to come for you in your life. And we're here to support you in those moments. So thank you guys for the opportunity to be here and share that with you. We now have a slideshow that we want to show you guys. So we can play that, Logan.
Hey, can we clap whenever a new person comes on? That's Gavin Davis. Oh, yeah. Look at us. Amelia Gibbs. Come on up, Amelia. Seth Green. Pete Hayes. Parker Mason. Rainey Omani. Bailey Baker. Brooke Reese. Danny Solman. I'll make sure to tell these seniors you guys clap for them. Lauren Smith. William Sykes. Turner Teal. Mia Wadman. Ellie Wilson. All right. Hey, can you give a round of applause for all these seniors? We're going to do lots of clapping. So you're doing so great. Like, if you need just a warm up with your hand, just like do it now while I'm talking, okay? Sorry, that was not clear. Okay, so we just gave these wonderful senior gifts to the crew. You can, dig in there a little bit. All the goodies are from Young Adult Ministry. She just like totally hooked you guys up. And there's one other thing in there. It's a frame with a graphic in there. And this graphic, it's on the screen, a little hard to read, but seniors should know what this is. But just to share with you all, about 2 years ago, I was doing some thinking, and I was trying to decide if there is, what do I want my students to know more than anything? And I was thinking through that, what is it? Really, bottom line, what's the most important message I want my students to get? By the time they graduate, what do I want just, resonating inside of them? And I came up with these 4 things. So I'll just read it out. You are a beloved child of God. We're going to do it later. You don't have to hold your hands. You belong in this family. Your life has a good purpose. And then I always tell them, don't forget, I love you all. And it was those 4 things, that you're a child of God, you belong here in this family as the family of God, and that you have a good purpose in your life, and that you're loved by me. So I thought, man, how do I get that just seared into their brains? So I was like, repetition works. So I decided every Wednesday night youth group, that's how I was going to end with a benediction, and I'd share these words with them. And my goal was to do it so that enough times to where they start just saying it with me as I'm doing it, it just gets so ingrained. And they do. Sometimes I feel like there's a few eye rolls, but I'm ignoring those. But I just hope you guys know, and I want to give this as a gift to just carry with you. If I could just speak into who you are, this is what I would want to leave with you, these words. So Parker, make sure to decorate your Trevecca room with this frame. Okay, cool. I'm going to go visit and make sure, I better see it. Okay, so that's a gift. And another really cool thing about this particular graphic is that I contacted, this was last year, but I contacted your former middle school pastor, Pastor Mallory Seaman, who's actually here in this room. Let's just clap for Mallory, paving the way. So awesome. And I was like, hey, you're good at stuff, and it would be so cool, because connection, right? And so I was like, can you make some kind of graphic? I think I don't remember if I was with a tree in it or something, I don't know. Just thought a tree would be good. But Mallory had the great idea. I took a picture of the tree right outside the student center, and then Mallory did her magic, and that's the tree, okay? So student center tree, just the closest one right outside, that stuff gets caught in it and all that kind of stuff. That's the tree. So, that's the gift. I'm done talking about the gift. But we're going to do one more thing, and that's... there's this dude who I really like, and he's a mentor of mine, and he does this thing where he will just walk around with medals, just on his person, and when someone does something that he's like, man, I just need to speak a word into their life, he'll speak a word into them, and then he'll give them a medal, just hey, this is you, well done, way to be you. So I contacted our youth staff, and then Pastor Joshua and I spent some time we got to get a word for every student. So we got some words for you and some medals. Now, these aren't gold medals. These are silver medals, because there's always room to grow. So first, oh no. Tech issues are not good right now. You were just there. This is Wednesday night youth group for you, right here, right? Come on, Wi-Fi. Oh no. I don't have the words memorized. Oh, that's a big bummer. Sorta awkward. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. Oh, Chi, you're the best. This is why you work together, okay? All right. Ellie Wilson, you are unstoppable. You can clap after I do it. Mia Wadman, you are loyal. Amelia Gibbs, you are perspicacious. That was special for Amelia. It's a vocab word. You all look it up. Yeah. Like insightful and like, yeah. Sorry. Okay, Seth Green, you are imaginative. Peter Hayes, you are adventurous. Parker Mason, you are wholehearted. Bailey Pickard, you are vibrant. Lauren Smith, you are an overcomer. Will Sykes, you are, I'm thinking of other words right now. You are authentic. And Turner Teal, you are faithful. All right, you're a lot of other words too, but we had to pick one, okay? We couldn't get that many medals. One last group that I think we need to applaud. Thursday, I was sitting in my office. I want you to picture this with me. I had this book, the book that you have in your hands, and I was reading through it carefully, like reading all the letters, seeing the pictures, and I just was weeping. Like, no one saw me. It was just like, and I was like, dang, I should have closed the door. But it was good. No, but I was just weeping, thinking about the love that you as parents have for your kids and the words that you had for them. I was like, just like receiving them myself, and then also like, oh, that's so true. That is so true. If you are a parent of a kid on the stage, please stand up. And students, join with me and everyone else in giving them a round of applause. You done good. Well done. You can be seated. All right, so we're going to, you guys can sit down. Sorry, crew. Unless you're in the worship band, then you can stay up. Yeah, sorry. But for real, parents and family members, man, I feel like I'm recognizing this more and more as I now have an almost 2-year-old daughter who's in the back. Heard her a few times. Like, man, the love that you have like for your kid and even your sibling Landon and Tristan and stuff, man, there's nothing like it. And so just want to say well done. I'm just feeling all the feels with you. But know that I'll continue to be praying for you and praying for your kids. I love them. Thanks for sharing them with me on Wednesday nights or Sunday mornings. And I just want to say thank you for all the things that you have done, like a lot of things. Like, I get it just at 2 years old. There's a lot more ahead of me. But, man, well done. I want to say a word of prayer, give thanks to God, and then we'll close out with worship. Lord, you are good. We love you. Man, every time I meet a student, I feel like I get to see a new expression of your image in someone. These students teach me so much, and I'm thankful for them. Thank you for the work you're doing in them and through them. And I pray, Lord, that they would walk with courage, and with the full knowledge of your love for them and our love for them. So God, in these last few moments, we give you, the one who is truly due the glory and honor. We give you praise, and we thank you. Pray this in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. You may stand for worship. Hey, just some quick instructions. We have a reception after this downstairs. We have some in the fellowship hall, kind of in the hallway, and even outside. So feel free to stop by, say hello to people, congratulate the seniors, throw in cards, whatever. They love to be showered with love. So I'll invite you to do that. But first, I'll invite you to open your hands like this. I'm going to give you a blessing, like a gift of words. So hear these words for you. You are a beloved child of God. You belong in this family. Your life has a good purpose. And don't forget, I love you all. You are dismissed. Amen.